Hi Daria, I am going to make a video on this little guy here. I know why you haven't zoomed in because the amount of noise is pretty bad in this image. So completely understand. I've had images like this in the past and I have been able to tweak them a little bit. So I'll just run through that and show you what I would possibly do with this image. So I'll just quickly make a few adjustments to get the toning right. And we'll come down to it's burning him a bit. Okay, so come down to why not just quickly do these, get some color and get some tone in there. Okay, now I'll come down to detail and I'm going to actually blast away quite a lot of the detail, but hopefully when it's zoomed out a little bit with a little bit of attention to the detail, you won't notice so much. So let's go the other way, bring it back. Just trying to get rid of the most of the noise there. Lightroom does an incredible job with noise. Better than Photoshop if you ask me, but in addition to this we're going to use Photoshop to take it to the next level. So I don't want to take away all the noise because that'll take away all the detail. If I just reset it and then come back, most of the detail is still there. I might even try for a bit more. So bring it up a bit. Starting to blur out by doing that. So now color. There's no real color noise in this, so I don't think I'll worry with that one. I don't think contrast does anything from memory. Well, not really, no. Let me pull the detail back a little bit. Okay, about there. So that's where it was. There's a fair bit more noise in there. I've brought him back a little bit. So from here, if I went to say half, that's about where the image is going to be cropped. So you can see already that when you zoom out a little bit, the noise is kind of gone, and still a lot of sharpening that needs to happen in Photoshop, so we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so I'm in Photoshop now and I've had a little bit of a play with this image and I've reverted it, and I'll just show you where or what I've found based on tinkering around with a few settings. So starting to get there, still looking a little bit blurry, not quite in focus. So I'll just go in and edit the smart layer, and then I'm going to come up to noise, reduce noise, and okay, so strength at 10. I've pulled the details right back and I've sharpened the details a fair bit. So what does that look like? If I just click on OK, so you can see that one sec, I'll do it here. So while it's blurred it out a little bit, it's also gotten rid of some of the noise. And back in, so I'll just save that. back in Photoshop, then coming into Smart Sharpen with this blurry image. I'm going to boost up the radius, boost up the amount, and I might even try and reduce a bit of noise. It's probably done enough now. Just all these little white dots down here indicate that there's some detail there. So there we go. I've fooled people into thinking that all the detail is there, and I've been able to get a little bit closer into the animal. Having said that, he's still a little bit blurry. So what I'm going to actually do with this image is just bring it down, scale it down. About there. So that seems to work a lot better at that resolution. It's got more pixels to sharpen with, and that's how I'll have it. I don't expect you to redo this image. I'll just save this image out. But I just wanted to give you a look at how to deal with noise when it's quite bad. So yeah, one other thing, just the scenicgems.com there. I'd just go in and, because I can't read it the way it is, so just go and play around with those settings a little bit. Out there, that'll do. Not that people are going to be reading it at this size anyway. For some reason, I think it's my Mac, being a Retina display, that's the size at 100% that my display shows this image at. And when I blow it up, the CineGem seems to get a little bit pixelated. I think it's just on this computer. Anyway, leave that with you. All the other images, fantastic. Great job. And I'll have more for you to do shortly. Thanks, Dario. Cheers.